jẹ́ láyé dánwọ́ rẹ̀ ọmọ máma yan ìyànkúyàn o.
Ọmọ mi, máma yan ìyànkúyàn.
Ohun tó máa jẹ́ láyé.
Good afternoon, good day, good morning, everybody, viewers at home. We're on here again, Skillfull Hands, Aloore radio station. Today we have someone very special here, but before we go into that, I would like to say a very big thank you to the Executive Governor of your state in the person of Governor Seyi Makinde for this platform. I'd like to also thank the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Orientation for giving us this opportunity, and of course our studio crew. Thank you very much. Viewers at home, I appreciate everybody. We've been having positive response, calls, and people, looking out to actually have this program. I have in the studio today someone special. But before I introduce him, I would like to run through programs that we're going to be having in the month of April from Ibadan Vocational College, the sponsor of Skillfull Hands. 8th and 9th of April, we'll have all ladies program at St. Leo. Sure that we all know about this, but for information now, you can call this number, the rector of Ibadan Vocational College in the person of Mrs. Adeyemo, 081-651-07378. I'm going to repeat this number again to call for information on the 8th and 9th program in April, 081-6510-7378. Also, we're starting our next session of practical in Ibadan Vocational College. That is starting on the 10th of April. You know, like we said when we started, we have students, they're going to be on vacation, so they're going to continue what they've started last summer. So we're going to start on the 10th of April. Now, like I said, we have someone I will call, he's a father, he's an educator, is what I call on in hall, and I'll see that as a very great privilege having him in the studio today. He's going to explain some terminologies to us that even as being in Ibadan Vocational College, I was privileged to say, okay, there's difference between the vocational study and the technical study. I'm not going to go into too much details because he's here to speak with us. I have in the studio with us today Mr. Biodun Olubunmi Adisa. Welcome, sir, to Skillfull Hands, sponsored by Ibadan Vocational College.
Thank you, my brother. Good afternoon.
You're welcome, sir. The viewers at home are waiting. They want to meet you. They want to know who you are. Can you, in a nutshell, just talk about yourself and your being here today, sir?
As you mentioned, I'm Adisa Biodun Olubunmi, an educationist, and my field is vocational education.
Right, so Mr. Adisa is a vice principal of Technical College here in Ibadan at Orita Akpere. Mr. Adisa, this is Ibadan Vocational College. We're anchoring this program called Skillfull Hands. Before now, I, as a person, viewers at home, we've heard things about vocational colleges, technical colleges, and then I think we want you to shed more light on the difference between a vocational college, a technical school, from your educational perspective. Thank you, sir.
The two items are grossly misunderstood. People use them concurrently, but they are not the same.
Right, sir.
Technical education is an offshoot of vocational education.
Right, sir.
Vocational education is as ancient as creation itself. And I want to believe now we have Ibadan Vocational Education. Abi? That's your
Vocational
yes,
college,
yes.
yes.
I think in the beginning we have Garden of Eden Vocational Institute.
Right.
And the first instructor was God. And the adult learners were Adams and Eve.
Right.
You will recall that God created them in the Garden of Eden, newly created in a new garden, new environment, no skill, plain brain. But God started telling them, this apps is useful for this. You can plant this, you can do this, you can do. In the process, God was impacting on them skills for them to function, dominate, control the environment, and for them to be fruitful. Now, at the end of the day, I want to believe they pass it on to their children. And you will recall, in the ancient time, you will not find somebody that is not employed. If you visit a family, by the time you are spending 2 days, they give you a hoe, you follow them to the farm. Adam was everything. Eve was everything. Eve would have been a nutritionist, a caterer, a nurse, a matron.
Right.
But Adam was a pharmacist. He knows all the herbs.
Right.
A medical doctor.
Right.
He was horticulturalist, taking care of the garden. He could study the weather, know when to plant, when to harvest. So God created them to be multi-skilled, and God gave them the skill. Skill acquisition is what vocational education is all about. And it's not a classroom situation kind of a thing. Basically, workshop experience, workshop exposure. From there, you move to where you will function. But technical came in by the time we enter into industrial revolution, when we need to tend to industries.
Okay.
Technical needs. We need beyond artisan skills to technicians, people that could support the engineers. That is when we now have technical colleges. And technical colleges came from trade centers.
Okay.
In the past, when you had the trade centers, it was 70% practicals, 30% theory. That's when we were moving after, beyond vocational to now trade center, from trade center to technical colleges. So they are not the same, because the focus differs. In technical college, it is beyond instruction. It is beyond just passing on skill. You have to know physics, chemistry, biology, ICT, technical drawing. You don't need all these in vocational education, but you need to be knowledgeable. It is knowledge based. It is skill based.
Thank you.
I hope I've not created more confusion.
As we go on, I'm sure we will be able to enlighten our viewers more on this. Now, you made mention of something, and that drives us to what Ibadan Vocational College is all about. In Ibadan Vocational College, we major on carpentry, plumbing, bricklaying, painting, tiling. We do solar and electrical. Now, from your own perspective, let's take plumbing as a typical example. Looking at it from vocational perspective and technical perspective, what can you say in a nutshell on that?
Is it plumbing could be vocational, could be technical,
Right.
depending on the level you are taking it to.
Okay.
You can learn it, you can pick it up as a skill.
Right.
And if you observe very well, sir, you can count on your hands how many plumbers we have around. Or let me say how many good plumbers we have around. The good ones have migrated to where they will be paid. So we have gross shortage of plumbers in our environment, even in Ibadan here.
Okay.
So if you have a training facilities for them, that would be a fantastic idea.
Right.
And I hope people will key into such situation.
Right.
Because I think it's better for you to be a plumber than for you to be an Okada rider. Okada riding could land you in UCH orthopedic ward any moment, unless you know how to do it well. Even if you know how to ride well, another careless person can hit you down.
Absolutely.
So I will rather appeal to the populace that are hearing us. And if you see a politician who think he want to sponsor people, it's an opportunity to collaborate with you and take as many people off the road as we can. It is lack of skill that is increasing the issue of security in our environment.
Right.
Banditry now thrive, kidnapping now thrive, because people are not engaged. They want money, but they are not ready to pick skill. So I'm excited to hear that you have space for plumbing. So people who don't know, if they hear this, I think we should give it enough publicity
Right.
for people to key into it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adisa. Now, I want viewers at home to actually be able to gain from your wealth of experience. You are an educator, you are a father, and I believe also that one way or the other you've had what I call hands-on experience. We were talking the other time. I want you to shed more light in this area of technical college and vocation vis-a-vis hands-on experience. A lot of people, when you talk about, oh, this person is a carpenter, they look down on them. I want you to tell viewers at home, because I've had responses from people, they are interested, but there's also this aspect of looking down. That's the word. And you, from experience as a father, as an educator, what can you tell viewers at home? I want them to hear from you as far as hands-on experience is concerned, because you see, a lot of people think, the four walls of the classroom is what matters. But you have been on the field, you have been out there.
I think it's just one of the assumptions
Right.
based on ignorance.
Hmm.
And the philosopher said ignorance is the lowest level of, assumption is the lowest level of ignorance.
Right.
So when you now combine assumption and ignorance, it's a double jeopardy.
Wow.
If anybody is looking down on a carpenter, on a plumber, then you are adding to the problem of the society, and that's why people don't have dignity for labor again.
Right.
We are the one that is encouraging Yahoo culture.
Hmm.
We are the one that is encouraging get quick culture. Where I work in the technical college, I observe something, sir.
Okay.
Those of the instructors who know the skill and practice it, who do it beyond just instructing students, prosper.
Those that actually have hands-on.
They know the skill and they can do it beyond the classroom experience,
Right.
beyond the workshop, such that people can give them, come and wire my house,
Hmm.
come and fix my car,
Right.
come and do plumbing work in my house. They make extra money
Right.
and they do well. And I learn from this. My own children,
Hmm.
my last born is in Uni Osun, electrical electronics.
Okay.
Anytime he's on holiday,
Right, sir.
people in electrical department, I've spoken with them. Can you get me somebody who can teach him aspects, just an aspect of what he's learning in school? They call one winding. These are people you see on the road. You won't respect them. But I told my son, this Baba you want to go and pick something from, if you don't respect him, you'll not learn anything from him.
Right.
So he was there for 6 weeks, learning how to wind coil. Is a basic aspect of what they do in the school. Anytime, if he's back, he will still go for another aspect. And that's what I will force him to do, or let me use the word, encourage him to do in the next 4 years. So that he can be a better engineer, not the one that will be professing nothing.
Right.
So I don't know if you follow. So all my children, I keep them into acquiring skills. Because if you are not multi-skilled in the present day economy, you will be complaining.
Multi-skill.
One income cannot take you anywhere.
Right.
So if you work and you close by 4 and you have 2 other skills that can engage you between 4:30 to 6:30, you earn extra income and you live a better life. So, and I think that makes you a better father, a better community person,
Right.
a responsible citizen, rather than just sitting idle and complaining that government should do this, government should do that.
This.
In passing,
Okay.
my first child is a lady,
Right.
an accountant by training,
Okay.
but she has this skill to cook. Interestingly, I'm encouraging her after her youth service to open something and start a business. No matter how small, start small and grow instead of looking for non-extensive job. So I think parents, whether your child is in secondary school, junior secondary school, senior secondary school, university, polytechnic, let them be exposed to picking up extra skills, especially in an environment like yours.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Disa. Mr. Disa has touched on secondary school pupils, and that's going to bring me back again to remind our viewers at home about the program we're having in April. April the 8th and the 9th, we're having a program in St. Louis, and then on the 10th, we're starting another session of our vocational aspects in Ibadan Vocational College. Mr. Adisa, I'll still come back to you as because I'll see you as an epitome of a father indeed, who, even though you are in the technical college, but you've mentioned like two of your children now. You said one is in Uni Oshun. There's another one who is almost becoming an accountant profession, and then you still emphasize for them to have a skill. Now, sir, I would like you to. Why do you think these children? I know you said something about multi-skill and things like that. Why would you want your son, who is already in the university? Because like when we started, people will say, "Oh, I'm already going to university. I don't need it." Why do you, as a parent, and then as a vice principal in the technical college, will want your child or want your children to have hands-on experience? What do you see in this, what people call artisan?
Well, we look down them. You mentioned it. We look down on them, but they take our money. And some of them might not have right values, but I believe a university graduate who has such skill will be more polished, and service delivery will be far better.
Wonderful.
And, sir, if you look at the unemployment rates, even among graduates, it's alarming. So why should I allow my own son to join the train? It's an hopeless journey. And as a responsible father, I should not allow my son, who will get married, raise children, raise family, who are expected to be responsible citizens, to not be unemployed. How could he make it? So I am seeing into the future. And I believe the future is for those who are multi-skilled, who are job creators. And the sector of education that can give you multi-skill, creating jobs, is vocational and technical education. No other aspects of education can give you that. Because by orientation, they depend on self-reliance, on how to create something out of nothing. So, and that's why I believe if I get them well grounded in skill acquisition and education, at the end of the day, I will make them a better citizen. They will be employable, and if they don't get employment, they can start something on their own, and they will be a better citizen for it.
Thank you very much. The program is Skillfull Hands, sponsored by Ibadan Vocational College. We have here in the studio someone who I would say is a challenge to parents at home, is a challenge to other people even in educational sector, because now Mr. Adisa is telling us. I'll still like you to talk more on it, but viewers at home, I'd like you to listen clearly to what he has said so far. He's saying that the four walls of the university or technical college is not all that is required. They also need skills, and improving that and making that to come to be. Mr. Adisa here, who is the vice principal in the technical college, has actually encouraged his own children to go for that. Now, Mr. Adisa, I would like you said something about vices the other time, something about, kidnapping and stuff like that. Can you talk briefly on why you think that, okay, how will skill take these people off this thing and then put them on the right path? Because a lot of people think, oh, ASU is on strike, school is not in session and things like that. Can you just shed a little bit more light so that viewers at home can actually gain from this?
Well, I think there is a saying that idle ants are devil's workshop.
Right.
So you at a point, gainfully employment was becoming a serious problem was becoming a serious problem
Okay.
for us in the society. And some people were thinking it was because of our population. And I think this is basically out of ignorance.
Right.
Why am I saying this? Why should population that translate to big markets become a problem? It's because we are not managing our situation well.
Right.
So I am of the opinion that if all these youths have skill, crime rates will crash. I was going to work this morning and I heard over the radio that former President Obasanjo said unemployment is responsible for increase in crime rates, increase in banditry. I agree with him 100%. But I think what he has not added is the issue of skill acquisition. And this might be beyond government.
Right.
All stakeholders really have to sit down. How can we make skill accessible to this ever-growing youthful population in the country? If we don't, it will consume all of us one day.
Right. So, Mr. Adisa has done justice, like I said, and program is Skillfull Hands, sponsored by Ibadan Vocational College. I would like to repeat again, our program for 8th and 9th of April is going to take place at St. Luke Grammar School, Mokola, Ibadan. Is on hospitality, and I believe that the people that are interested in this, when it comes to being an hostess, when it comes to training on area of hospitality, please avail yourself. I know that people have been calling, and also we have a spring vocational training that is coming up on the 10th. We're starting on the 10th of April. It's going to run from the 10th to 24th. It's going to come up at Ibadan Vocational College. I'm sure we all know the place is at Total Garden. You can call the rector of the school using this number. I'm going to say the number and repeat it again. 081-651-07378. I'll repeat this. The spring vocational training is coming up at Ibadan Vocational College between 10th and 24th of April. Here is going to be at Total Garden. The number to call for inquiry, both for the spring vocational training and also for the hospitality training, is coming up on the 8th and 9th of April. The number to call, I'll say once more, is 081-651-07378. I'm going to repeat this number again. Please, viewers at home, 081-651-07378. Ibadan Vocational College, 10th to 24th of April. And the program that is coming up at St. Luke's Girls Grammar School, Mokola, on the 8th and 9th of April. Thank you very much. Before we round up, Mr. Adisa, because I see you as what I'll call an icon, someone who, you know, we need to always have at interval, because I have noticed this thing. What you have said so far, I will, if I can borrow this term, is a cycle. What we call, or what you said, former President Obasanjo referred to as unemployment, that he said, so is I want you to say to the viewers, like is a cycle. I will call it a cycle. I don't know the name you're going to give it. You are the expert in education. You are a father. You are a trainer. Let's see, like a cycle. I want you to put everything together in 2 or 3 minutes so that viewers at home, you mentioned the stakeholders. The stakeholders need to hear. The stakeholders in the part of the government, and you said the government can't do it alone. So there are other stakeholders also that should come on board, because I know a lot of people watch this program. You can talk about sponsorship and things like that, but I've seen a cycle in what you've spoken about. So, Mr. Adisa, as we round up this program, can you please, in your wealth of experience, just throw it out to viewers at home? Thank you very much.
Well, I said earlier that government alone cannot solve all the problems. And most importantly, the issue of vocational education. If government provide the facilities, government cannot force us to go to access the facilities. So the parents must change their attitude that is predictably negative towards vocational education. So at a particular time, I was ready to learn barbering. And why? I saw close to 3 hours that I was free, and I was asking myself, why not make better use of these 3 hours? And somebody said, if you open a shop, that they will not make you prosper. I said, look, I can dance around it. If I open a shop, I get stylists. Their own is to run the shop, pay the bills. I'll pick the skill.
Right.
I've gained something. And anytime I have that 3 hours, whatever aid I bab, I pocket the money. That's enough again for me.
Right.
So if we don't have this flexible attitude towards picking skills, and if you don't respect and honor skills, as long as we keep on looking down on skills, we are discouraging the young ones from picking the skills.
Right.
If you have a gardener in the house and you did not train your children to respect the gardener, how can you tell your child to go and learn how to be a gardener? The gardener that you don't respect, that he doesn't even respect.
Right.
If your plumber comes around and you insult them, you cannot ask your son to go and learn plumbing. So we should change our attitude towards artisans, respect them. It's not about paying them alone, it's about showing them respect. When you respect them, you are likely going to see more people doing it, and that will reduce the crime. What is more important than peace? If you make all the money in the world and you feel so insecure, then your money means nothing.
Absolutely.
And it means one idiot can just shoot you down and you are dead. So give the skill to people, let them make money legitimately, and we are going to have a peaceful society.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adisa. Our time is always very short, but I believe the viewers at home will have gained one thing or the other. We're online. You can listen to a repeat version of this program. You can call in, you can call the rector, you can call the studio. It's been Skillful Hands, sponsored by Ibadan Vocational College on Aloore Radio. We'd like once more to say a very big thank you to you, Mr. Adisa, for taking time out of your very busy schedule to honor our invitation. I sincerely hope that when next we call you, you will oblige us.
I'm available, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the encouragement. The program is Skillful Hands. We're rounding up. I'd like to also say a very big thank you to our studio crew. They've been marvelous. They have been wonderful. And most importantly, a very big thank you to the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde, for giving us this platform. Also like to say a very big thank you to the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Orientation. Is your program Skillful Hands, sponsored by Ibadan Vocational College. Until we meet again next week, stay blessed and still skillful. Thank you very much.
Ohun tó máa jẹ́ láyé dánwọ́ rẹ̀ ọmọ máa yan ìyànkúyàn o.
Ọmọ mi, màmá yan ìyànkúyàn.
Ohun tó máa jẹ́ láyé dánwọ́ rẹ̀ ọmọ máa yan ìyànkúyàn o.
Ọmọ mi, màmá yan ìyànkúyàn.
Ohun tó máa jẹ́ láyé dánwọ́ rẹ̀ ọmọ máa yan òṣì mo bẹ̀ ọ́.
Ibadan Vocational College, a private school educational school where craftsmen and women are trained and empowered, presents a 30 minutes program tagged Skillful Hands on Aloore Radio of the Ministry of Information and Orientation, Ibadan. On Skillful Hands, there will be training, talks, and empowerment for students in secondary schools, higher institutions, graduates, and unemployed. It is an opportunity for these classes of people to acquire vocational training on courses such as painting, bricklaying, tiling, plumbing, and many more. To be a part of this program, join the founder, Ibadan Vocational College, Taiwo Adeyemo, and the co-presenter, Leroy Odedele, every Wednesday from 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube at Aloore Radio. Skillful Hands every Wednesday from 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Aloore Radio. It promises